Hi, my name is Jade Fennick and I am the head of legal at the Enders Group, and in this video I'm going to be explaining a bit about Maltese residency. Undoubtedly so, Malta's membership in the European Union and its Schengen status attracts numerous third country nationals to apply for residency in Malta. However, as a country, Malta attracts foreigners in general when seeking a warmer climate, a high standard of living, and a Mediterranean culture. Malta also offers a safe environment, which makes it attractive for families to relocate to Malta with their children and for the elderly to retire as well. So both EU and non-EU nationals can apply for ordinary residence in Malta on different bases, including employment and self-employment, economic self-sufficiency, as a student, for retirement purposes, and also for reunification purposes, amongst others. Each type of application would naturally have its own requirements as to eligibility and the information and documentation that would need to be provided. When applying for ordinary residence in Malta, EU nationals would be exercising their treaty rights of free movement and would be issued with a residence document which confirms their immigration position in Malta. On the other hand, non-EU nationals are given a residence permit authorizing them to legally reside in Malta and giving them the mobility to freely travel without a visa within the Schengen area. So ordinary residence applications fall within the remit of Identity Malta Agency, specifically its expatriates unit. So EU nationals and non-EU nationals coming from countries enjoying visa-free travel to Malta are allowed to stay in Malta for a period of up to 3 months. Prior to the expiration of that 3-month period, and unless a national visa is obtained, if that person wants to remain in Malta, they would need to submit the relevant residence application with Identity Malta. It is also possible for a non-EU national applying for a single permit, that is, residency based on employment, to apply for such single permit while still abroad. In the case of a residency based on employment, the residency and employment process would need to be undertaken in tandem, as one would necessitate the other. Depending on the country of nationality of the applicant or previous countries in which the applicant was resident, the applicant may need to undergo certain medical checks as part of the residency process. Once a complete residency application is submitted with Identity Malta, it is vetted, and upon receipt of a confirmation from Identity Malta and an appointment for an interview, the applicant has to personally call at the offices of Identity Malta to have his or her biometrics taken. Within a few days' time, the applicant will then receive his residence card or permit, which also constitutes an identification document. An ordinary residence permit is valid for a defined period depending on the type of residency. Such period would, however, be renewable, subject to satisfying the authority that the eligibility criteria are still being met. For instance, single permits are renewed on an annual basis. So there are a number of residence programs in Malta which are applicable to different applicants depending on whether they are EU or third country nationals, their occupation, their net worth, as well as their purpose behind the relocation. For EU, EEA and Swiss nationals, there is the resident program rules, which gives successful applicants a special tax status provided that they are not permanent residents. A beneficiary under this program is subject to a tax rate of 15% on foreign sourced income, which is remitted to Malta by himself or his dependents, but subject to a minimum payable tax of 15,000 annually. Other income, which is then chargeable to tax in Malta, is charged at a tax rate of 35%. For third country nationals, there is the Global Residency Program, which basically provides the same special tax status as that given to beneficiaries of the residence program rules just mentioned. Another attractive program for third country nationals is the new Malta Permanent Residence Program, which is the Residence by Investment Program that is replacing its predecessor, the Malta Residence and Visa Program. Similarly, the highly qualified persons rules provide a special tax status to EU, EEA, Swiss or third country nationals who occupy certain highly qualified occupational roles. The motivation behind this program is in fact to attract highly qualified persons to occupy eligible offices with companies regulated or recognized by the competent authorities on regulating that sector, such as the financial sector or the gaming sector. These programs differ in terms of the authority administering and processing applications, the tax implications, eligibility criteria, and the level of investment in Malta, including the value threshold of the property which can be bought or rented in Malta. Therefore, the choice between these programs is a matter of a case-by-case basis. To start off with, it is important to note that all third-country nationals legally residing and working in a new member state shall enjoy a common set of rights on the basis of equal treatment with the nationals of that host member state. The right to equal treatment is granted to third-country nationals who are admitted to that member state on the basis of employment, and also those admitted for other purposes and who are given access to the labour market. So such rights extend to working conditions, freedom of association, education and vocational training, subject to certain limitations when it comes to grants, recognition of qualifications, branches of social security, tax benefits, and access to goods and services made available to the public except for social housing. As previously mentioned, it is also possible for the family members to be reunited with the person in Malta and also to apply for a residence permit based on dependency. So as a first step, EU nationals and their family members acquire the right to be permanent residents in Malta after having lived here legally and continually for 5 years. So similarly, third-country nationals become eligible to apply for a long-term resident status if they have been legally and continuously residing in Malta for a period of 5 years or more, they have stable and regular resources as well as their own accommodation, and they satisfy a set of integration measures. In this case, the residence permit would be issued for a period of 5 years. With regards to citizenship, it is possible for a non-Maltese national to obtain Maltese citizenship by naturalization if that person proves that he or she has resided in Malta for the past 12 months before the date of application and for an aggregate of 4 years within the 6 years preceding those 12 months. If the applicant satisfies such residency criteria, as well as other criteria such as being of good character and having good knowledge of the Maltese or English language, the applicant may be able to apply for a Maltese citizenship.